production we live in. A majority of our product comes from overseas, places like China. Also, a lot of American companies will outsource their jobs into other countries because it's cheaper labor, cheaper resources, it's more time efficient for them because they overwork and underpay the workers in other countries. This isn't right and often will cause harm to others and make their standard of living even less. This also has American companies and the American economy losing money by sending our work out of the country and doesn't provide as many jobs here. So not only is it not ethical, but America's losing money by sending our produce out to other countries. That is why I propose this policy. American companies overseas must meet the same criteria of labor standards as on American soil. OSHA standards will apply to all American companies no matter where they produce in the globe. Consequences for violation of this policy will result in sanctioning of countries trading with the violating American companies until regulations are met. That is because the reason that it's cheaper for the companies to produce in other countries is because there are lax labor laws in places like China and they don't have to worry about whether the worker is having a safe working environment. So sanctions are economic penalties on another country. This usually includes the removal of trading rights, tariffs, and trade regulations with America, and more trade regulations with America. OSHA is the Occupational Safety Health Administration. It's a branch of the United States Department of Labor, and OSHA protects the rights of the workers. They have standards that will make the workplace more safe for each individual worker. It must be free from toxins, machine hazards, loud damaging noises, extreme hot or cold, and unsanitary conditions. It also protects the wage of the worker so that they are not working crazy hours that will only be paying them a certain amount of money. So these are the top OSHA corporation violators. Nike. They used sweatshops over in places like China to produce their shoes and other sporting goods, and it was a very unsafe conditions and definitely did not meet OSHA standards. They also had slave labor and very unsafe conditions. Shell also was endangering the health of workers by the way they were drilling their oil, and they're also endangering the residents around them, not only their workers, but the people that lived around them through oil contaminating the water source and the air. Also, Nestle used child labor in cocoa fields and had false advertisements saying that they're a better product and had more natural ingredients in it than they did. OSHA is there to keep everyone safe and isn't trying to cause so many regulations that it's hard for companies to produce and meet the product that they need to produce in order for the demand to be equal so they can have that breaking even point. They're just there to protect the workers. It may be harder for the companies, but it's really important that OSHA is there and making sure that the workers are safe. That's why I think that it's not fair for American companies to go out of the country to some place that has less labor laws and make their workers in a dangerous environment. So having the regulations where we say that, all right, if you aren't meeting our regulations and you're having American companies on your soil, those American companies at least need to meet the regulations, or else we will not trade with your country until you're making sure that our companies on American soil are protecting the worker. And also will give us more jobs and more money if we have more people saying it's no longer a benefit to go out of country because it's not cheaper anymore, and that will keep money within America. It's really not right for us to be doing this and imparting our want for making more money and for cheaper labor on other countries. So that's why that we need to be really careful about what our American companies are doing and really to just ensure that other workers are safe. I would strongly encourage everyone that until this policy is passed not to purchase from companies that are violating OSHA standards. And this policy will be discussed in Congress on January 1st of 2015.